I never imagined that losing $5,000 would expose the biggest lie my family had been hiding for years. The money wasn't for a vacation. It wasn't for a new car. It was every dollar I had saved over 4 years working night shifts to open my own small business. I kept it in a locked home safe because I trusted the people living under the same roof. That trust disappeared on a Monday morning. When I opened the safe, the cash was gone. Exactly $5,000. No signs of forced entry. Only 4 people knew the safe's combination. Me, my parents, my older sister Rachel. At first I thought someone had borrowed it. I calmly asked everyone if they had seen the money. My father laughed. Maybe you counted wrong. My mother rolled her eyes. You've always been careless. Rachel didn't even look up from her phone. No idea. Within 5 minutes, I had become the suspect in my own robbery. That evening I checked the house security cameras. The recording from the previous night had mysteriously vanished. Only 1 hour was missing. Exactly the hour the money disappeared. Someone had deliberately deleted it. Asked Dad why. He exploded. Stop accusing your family. That was the moment I realized something. They weren't trying to solve the theft. They were trying to end the conversation. A week later I overheard Rachel talking to someone outside. I told you we'd replace it before he notices. Too late. I had already noticed. When she walked back inside I asked one simple question. Who are you paying back? She froze. Then smiled. You must be hearing things. Nobody admitted anything. Instead they treated me like I was crazy. Family dinners became silent. They whispered whenever I entered a room. Eventually my parents gave me an ultimatum. If you keep accusing Rachel, find another place to live. So I packed my bags. Not because I believed I had lost. Because I finally understood who they had chosen. I rented a tiny apartment across town. To everyone else I disappeared. But privately, I started investigating. Rachel had no steady job. Yet suddenly she was driving a brand new SUV. Designer handbags. Luxury vacations. Something didn't add up. $5,000 wasn't the whole story. It was only the beginning. An old family friend who worked at a local bank called me one evening. I probably shouldn't say this, he whispered. But your parents refinanced their house last month. That made no sense. They had always claimed they were financially secure. Where had the money gone? I quietly searched public records. The mortgage. The loans. The business filings. Everything pointed to one person. Wait. She had secretly started an online business that was drowning in debt. Credit cards. Personal loans. Private lenders. More than $180,000 owed. Suddenly my missing $5,000 looked very small. Then I discovered something unbelievable. My parents had been stealing from everyone. Not just me. They borrowed money from relatives. They emptied my late grandmother's savings account using a power of attorney. They even convinced my uncle to mortgage his house. Every dollar went toward hiding Rachel's financial disaster. I wasn't robbed because they needed $5,000. I was robbed because they believed I was the only family member who wouldn't fight back. They underestimated me. Instead of confronting them, I became patient. I copied every public document, every loan filing, every court record. I organized everything into a timeline. Then I waited. Because revenge works best when the truth speaks for itself. 6 months later my parents organized a huge family reunion. Nearly 40 relatives attended. They planned to celebrate Rachel's successful business. Before dinner my father proudly stood to make a toast. My daughter has made us proud. I quietly stood up. I'd like to congratulate her too. Everyone smiled. Then I connected my laptop to the television. The room became silent. The first slide showed my missing $5,000. The second showed Rachel's hidden debts. The third revealed every loan my parents had secretly taken. The fourth displayed documents proving Grandma's savings had disappeared 2 weeks before her funeral. Nobody spoke. My aunt started crying. My uncle looked at my father in complete disbelief. Rachel screamed, "Turn it off." I didn't. Then I played an audio recording. Months earlier, I had accidentally recorded a family argument while my phone sat on the kitchen counter. Rachel's voice was crystal clear. "Just take his savings. He'll survive." My mother answered, "We'll pay him back someday." My father laughed. "He'll never know." The room froze. One by one relatives walked out. Not because of me. Because every lie had finally become impossible to deny. Within a week, the loans were called in. Rachel's fake business collapsed. My parents had to sell their house. The family they had manipulated for years stopped believing their excuses. 3 weeks later, my father appeared at my apartment carrying an envelope. Inside was exactly $5,000. Every bill counted. "I'm sorry," he whispered. I pushed the envelope back. "You still don't understand." He looked confused. "I never wanted the money. I wanted the truth." For the first time, he had nothing to say. The following year, I finally opened the business I had dreamed about. It started small. 1 employee. 1 office. 1 customer. Then 10. Then 100. Within 5 years, the company earned more in a single month than the $5,000 that had once meant everything to me. People often asked what inspired me to become so successful. I always smiled. A family loan. Technically, I wasn't lying. Rachel eventually declared bankruptcy. My parents moved into a small apartment. They invited me to holidays every year. Sometimes I went. Sometimes I didn't. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It simply means refusing to let someone else's betrayal control your future. Years later, while cleaning my office, I found an old sticky note I'd written the day I discovered the empty safe. It said, $5,000 stolen. I crossed out the words. Underneath, I wrote something else. Best investment I never chose. Because losing $5,000 taught me the true price of blind trust. And exposing the people who stole it didn't make me rich. It made me free.